What's up, family? Welcome back. So today we're diving into a conversation featuring Joy Taylor, ESPN personality, alongside Paul Pierce and his girlfriend Exora Fareed on the Truth After Dark podcast. And we're gonna break down some key moments and bring in some real talk about relationships, validation, age dynamics, and what really matters when you're out here navigating the dating world. All right. So I do have the timestamps because I did watch a bit of this podcast interview, whatever you want to call it, and so I'll be scrubbing around a little bit. So I just want to let you guys know that to get to the point so we can actually have a conversation. So I want to start out with this clip. Well, I should say the segment of the podcast where the timestamp is her talking about Joy Taylor. That's what I'm talking about when I say her. Joy Taylor is talking about what do she want out of a man. They asked her, Paul Pierce and Azor Fareed, which you guys see on the screen right now. Um, her smiling and Paul Pierce, of course. So let's scrub to the first uh timestamp that I have noted. Check it out.
Question, Joy. Before you even get to the sex part, what is it that you want out of a man, of a partner?
I think someone that is intentional. I don't like goofy shit. I'm a Capricorn. I got a lot of shit going on. I got a schedule. I have, businesses. I've got a show I have to do every day. I cannot stand changing up energies. It's not good for me. Like, you have to be consistent. You got to be intentional. I always say I'm a chalanty ass bitch. I am not nonchalant. I'm very much chalant. I'm a chalanty.
I say that all the time. I say I'm chalant.
Chalant me the fuck up.
Yeah.
This laid back shit. Don't be thirsty.
Yeah.
But don't be laid back. And don't tell me I'm being difficult, because plenty of men have figured it out. There's a balance to giving someone the attention and intention that they need while also not bothering them. And that usually comes with somebody who also has things going on as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, to me, somebody who's just intentional, talks. I talk for a living. I'm a communicator.
Absolutely.
I can't really do the 2-word answers on stuff. I'm not if I have to carry the conversation, I mean, shit.
Are you texting?
I'm the interesting one here.
Yeah.
Do you send texts this long?
No. I like texting because I can't be on the
You're
busy.
busy.
All day.
Yeah.
I can't be on the phone all day. So I like text, but I also like kind of leaving each other alone all day, and then at night we can catch each other up on the day and have things to talk about.
Me too. I love
So
that.
I don't need to talk to you all day. Like, hit me with a good morning. If I send you a picture, you better act like it's the best pic. If you like this fucking picture and don't say anything about this picture I sent you, you're
I'm
not getting
gonna
another
be
picture.
pissed.
You're not getting another picture.
You're
That's the
never
last picture
getting
you're
a
gonna
picture
see.
again.
So you be
All right, let's stop it there. So I want to talk about validation, family, and the real deal. Joy spoke about this picture, right? About wanting validation from her partner, and I don't like the word partner because a partner is basically a business term, and partners don't last. At the end of the day, you should be saying significant other. I don't know why this popular word of partner has been pranced around. It's basically just a business term only. Um, partners split all Partners split all the decisions, but there's no true leader. And men should lead. And I walk in faith. So is God over man, man over woman, woman over children, right? And a man should be leading a relationship in his true masculinity, and she operating in her femininity, because at the end of the day, women are more emotional, right? And men are more logical. So when it comes to the woman filling in the gaps of the relationship, so if he's out there getting to the bag and providing for the family and making sure the bills is paid, obviously he don't have time to cook. So she'll fill in the gaps and make sure that food get taken care of and food get made and cooked so everybody eat. And that's what I mean by filling in the gaps, and that's the trade-off. And you have to look at a relationship from a business perspective, but you don't look at your significant other and say you're my partner, right? Because where's the true leader? Y'all just splitting decisions, right? This is love at the end of the day. And when it comes to business, there's no time. Business, you cannot mix business with pleasure. So why would you call your significant other a partner? That's just that's just what I want to say. But I digress. But get into this validation standpoint is um it's not just a simple like on a picture, right? She's saying She wants an enthusiastic response. But here's the thing: validation is a tricky thing. And if you're seeking it constantly, it's a sign that something deeper is missing. Obviously, she's insecure. It's not just about hearing you look good, it's about feeling valued, appreciated, and truly seen by your significant other. So, for women, let's go deeper. Why are you seeking validation? Is it because you're not getting it from within? And are you seeking his approval because you don't fully believe in your worth? Because that's how us men look at it. Because if you know you're worth your salt, just embrace and respect the simple fact that he authentically embraced the picture that you sent him the way he authentically did. Because I believe that relationships should be with two individuals authentically being themselves, because then you thrive more. Because if you just put on a mask and fake it, eventually the truth is going to come out. And then the foundation in which y'all supposed to be standing on, which is truth and authenticity and being authentic and being honest and walking in faith with each other and pouring into each other, doesn't really is fragile because the whole time you had a mask on. But validation becomes dangerous when it's used to mask insecurities, is where I'm getting at. And Joy Taylor, you're a grown woman. Own your power, right? But don't confuse attention with affection. Real affection isn't just about gassing you up. It's about presence, consistency, and genuine care. That man show up every day and love on you and make sure things get taken care of. See, the way us men love is you can flick on the lights and we take care of the bill. Men love with actions, right? And women think they can love with words, but then they wonder why we don't receive it the same way. We look at your actions. Don't believe what she say, believe what she do. And women can hold men to that standard of in regards of them showing by actions, but are you holding yourself to the same fire by making sure you are expressing your love to him by actions? Just by instead of prioritizing validation because you want him to gas you up and say a certain thing when he's seen you a picture, right? So if he's only reacting when you look good, what does that say about him? Just for my ladies right now. And more importantly, what does it say about you for needing it? And for my fellas, understanding that if she's constantly seeking validation, she's craving attention, and that she might not be giving herself, and it's not your job to fill that void, right? But it is your job to be a present. And when you affirm her in ways that matter authentically, when you are going to affirm her, but at the end of the day, she said, no, what's understood don't need to be explained because she loves you because you show up consistently every single day on a daily basis, right? So compliment her efforts, fellas, not just her looks, but notice the little things. How she handled a stressful day, how she supported you without being asked. If all you're doing is responding to pictures, and I'm talking to my fellas, you're playing in a superficial dynamic that's bound to collapse. So my question for you guys is, family, ladies, do you find yourself feeling empty after getting validation? Because the problem is, I feel like it's an attack on men because these women have been on this phone and social media and they feel like they got options. So off of a like of a picture, they feel validated. So then they translate that over to their relationship with a man who show up every single day on a consistent basis, provide, give security, stability, check off all the boxes. But delusion in y'all head is, oh, you better gas me up. And you better like this picture and you better tell me I look good or you don't get no more pictures. All that over a pictures. That's how fragile the foundation what we standing on is. That's a red flag to me because obviously, if you are expecting me to have this standard that I gotta respond a certain way, you can't vote try me. You can't vote try me. And me being a true leader in our relationship, leading with logic, and you want me to lead by my actions, why are you so caught up on me giving you the certain words to fulfill your day? So if I don't give you the words that you wanted, if I don't give you the words or give you the affirmation that you want, you gonna move differently. So then, to be honest, fellas, that's a red flag because she could switch up on you when the results of her not validating the picture she sends you isn't what she want. So she emotionally attached to what you saying instead of being committed to what y'all got going on going forward to thrive. And that's the delusion of this phone and these likes on these pictures when it comes to Instagram, when it comes to OnlyFans, whatever the case may be. They feel validated and feel like they don't need you until they realize they get out here in this dating world in real life, not on social media, that your stink attitude, all these expectations and standards that you have for the fellas, but don't have for yourself, and the same energy you expecting, you ain't giving out, and you really ain't committed to the very thing in which a relationship should be focused on from a business perspective, being logical, pouring into each other, and actually giving value because you want to be gassed up over a picture from your partner, which is not even a partner, should be significant other. So watch how they look at you, fellas, and watch how they act in regards to when they don't get what they want. Can they still be the woman that they truly are when they were at the beginning in that honeymoon phase? Right? So I got it. Like I said, ladies, do you find yourself feeling empty after getting validation? Men, do you feel pressured to constantly affirm your significant other even when it feels forced? Comment down below. But let's move on to that's what she want out of men. We're gonna listen a little bit more, and then I want to move on to another timestamp.
Like Grand Rising King. You hit him with that. Grand Rising King.
Are you a Grand Rising King?
Please don't hit me with the Grand Rising. Please.
I hate a Grand Rising
What if he hit you
Queen.
with the Grand Rising?
All right, they ain't talking about nothing. They just laughing. So now we're gonna move on to age requirements, age and relationship dynamics. So I'm gonna scrub forward to that part of the podcast, and then we're gonna have a conversation, family. So check it out.
I wasn't thinking about these things because I was just doing what 24-year-olds do.
Yeah, exactly.
So we
Move
can
back.
24 or more than me or me. How be at dinner? I can't. I don't. You know,
At this stage, or
I mean, it's for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and
Yeah,
I don't.
for
I
sure.
don't consider that to be a bad.
I was about to say.
Didn't I say
what's
hello
up.
to you?
I don't know if we spoke. I looked and then I was like right here. I was like right here. She didn't budge. I was trying to be like. I was like, hold on.
I was in a good mood there, though. I do try. That's not a place where I wasn't being
I was trying to say
unapproachable.
what's up because I knew Shady and all that. I was about to say what's up, Joy. I was like, oh, I better not say that.
Yeah, I try to look unapproachable, but I don't think that I am unapproachable. I'm told quite often that I'm way too approachable.
I was like,
But no, I think some men are intimidated by that, and it's understandable.
Yeah.
I don't think that dating someone like me is for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and
for
I
sure.
don't consider that to be a bad thing. I'm not supposed to be for everybody,
I
and
like
there are
the
certain things that
unapproachable
people
woman,
like
though.
that just my lifestyle and job will never fit for them, and that's okay.
Do you think that you have financial qualifications for a man? Like he needs to at least make as much as me or more? Or, is that something that you care about at this stage? Or
I mean, whatever I want to do for myself, I do.
yeah.
So
absolutely.
I don't need someone to change my life or introduce me to something new or like give me an experience. I think for me, when it comes to like financial status, you don't have to make as much as me. We just have to be able to do the same things.
You just want to upkeep, like you have to be able to upkeep my lifestyle. Not necessarily
No.
upkeep
You don't have to pay my
yours.
bills. Or you don't have to do anything for me.
No, but
I'm
he has
saying
to
when
keep up with you is what I'm
like if we
saying.
are going
Yeah.
to like,
Yeah.
we're going to go to dinner tonight. I don't, if it's not like, okay, this is out of my budget, that might be
I get
a
what you're
situation.
saying.
But I'm also like, I say this tenderly because I'm 38 fucking years old. So yeah, like I've been working for 20 years. I'm a professional adult. I was talking to someone about this last year. This young man came up and asked me about the splitting the bill conversation. And I went through with him and I was like, how old are you? And he was like 24. I was like, you shouldn't be worried about nothing I'm doing. Nothing I'm doing. You would not be at dinner with me.
Yeah.
Like, respectfully.
Yeah.
We're not in the same space in life. So yeah, if I go out to dinner with a man of my age, like, we should not have a problem paying for this dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not about making as much as me or more than me or me asking how much you make or any of that. It's just like, when I was 24, I wasn't thinking about these things because I was just doing what 24-year-olds do.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can cut off a lot of dudes if you dating, you're not dating, whatever. But like future, what's the age limit
Age limit?
as far as youth to older? What's the youngest to the oldest? Like what's your range?
Telling myself right now. I would say right now, at my age right now. Yeah, I would not date younger than 25, 26.
That's a good
Why
one.
are you laughing?
Why is that funny?
No, because I thought she was gonna be.
I
on
thought you would say-
I thought she was gonna
Yeah.
be on some like 35 to
Me
57.
too.
Oh no.
Exactly, because she said this where it confused me, family, because she sat here and bashed a 24-year-old, which is only a year younger than 25, and then she say her age requirement is, oh, I want to date any younger than 25, 26. What's the difference for the 24-year-old? The age doesn't make the man. The emotional maturity, the character is what makes the man. And who he is, the wisdom that he have, and how he moves, and how he navigates, and how he operates. It's men her age that's 38 years old that's still acting like children that just finally growing up. That's why they usually say men don't grow up, until their 40s? Correct me if I'm wrong, family, because I'm always open to the possibility of being wrong. But let's continue.
I mean, I don't think I could. I don't know.
So you
I'm not
would
gonna
say,
get up.
would you
I'm
date-
not gonna get up here and lie. Okay, young men are very aggressive and they do not care how old I am. And
Wait, but Joy, I have to ask you because this is a whole thing with women.
25
they're saying
is a
that these
grown
young men
man.
are really
25 is grown, I
but
agree.
They're saying
nah, you ain't about to have me out here on some
No, no,
bullshit.
no, no,
25
no.
is a grown ass
they're
man.
saying 25-year-old men are where it's at. All the
Oh.
older women, that's what I'm trying to say. The women that I've been talking to, like in their 30s, late 30s, they're like, yo, is our like these younger men, they're intentional, they come with it, they're like not playing around. They want to date you, they like treat you like you're a goddess, they appreciate you, they talk life into you. Like I am hearing that these younger men from all these women, they are where it's at. I've never dated a younger man before, no. I've never wanted to.
They're telling
but
the
like
truth.
at this point, they're talking about
Is this the truth after dark? They're telling the truth.
This is what I'm
Telling the
hearing. And even
But
the
I
ones,
don't like. It's 20. I don't want to be clear here because I'm not. Like 25 is a grown man.
it's a grown man, Joy.
Okay.
You're not. Don't
You're not
worry
about to have
that.
me on
no,
some bullshit.
25
You know
is
how the internet be.
grown. No, 25 is
25 is
grown.
No, that's cool.
And the ones that have approached me, they're like,
So
what's
I would say 25 to. I would say 25 to. I'd say 25 to like probably like 70.
70.
That's all right.
Dang.
You got
Jesus.
Steph Curry range.
Dang.
25 to 70 is a crazy range.
Okay, but here's the
She's
thing
shooting
about
out the
older
gym.
men though.
Okay, tell me.
And to be clear, like I
Damn.
date within 5 years of my age range. Like I don't.
Damn.
I'm just answering the question.
Yeah.
All right.
If you see me pull up with a 70-year-old, don't ask any fucking questions. Okay, he's got a plane. I'm doing this for all of
Saying
us.
nothing.
You're
All
doing
right.
this for me
Don't
and my
fucking.
Yeah, she's doing it for all of us, all the women, right? Basically, she just dating them for the money. And this is the modern woman influence that is being advocated for. And I feel like her as being a 38-year-old woman is basically misleading other women, operating in ignorance, being very materialistic and instant gratification. And that's why women don't really stand for none or really embrace traditional roles and actually building something from the ground up together, which is more meaningful. Because that's why marriage was made for the poor, right? They were down together and they built up together, which made things more special. But now, like I said, with all these options of social media, they want it right then and there, right now, and they don't expect the money or them to build up the corporate ladder and the revenue within themselves, but they expect the men to have it, and they'll date all the way up to 70 just to receive the luxuries and the benefits of a man that's already finished and built his way and worked his way up. And also, there's a risk because obviously they will slander your name, and there will be backlash, and accuse men to get money out of them and shake them down if they have to. I mean, look at Shannon Sharp. I mean, recently with Smokey Robinson, he's 80 something years old, right? Johnny Depp and his ex-wife. So the story goes on, and yeah, but let's continue.
Ask some questions. You better dap him up, Paul. What's up, bro? La 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 la. We getting
What's
bottle
up,
K-Miss.
sis?
Let's
You
go. Yeah, better be real nice.
Right.
We're gonna treat him real good.
Act like everything is normal.
Everything is normal. I ain't
Absolutely.
mad. I ain't
But you
mad.
know, like my dad is 77.
What's
and
your
he
dad
looks
look like?
so good. I mean, amazing. My dad is like tall, dark, handsome. He
All right. So the age and relationship dynamics, right? So wisdom versus insecurity. Joy basically set her dating age range from 25 to 70, right? And that's a wide range, and it tells us a lot because younger men, she says, are more aggressive, more eager, But that doesn't mean they're more mature. Like I said, older men bring stability and experience, but can they match her energy? And when that 70-year-old man she mentioned that's supposed to be stable and experienced, um, they can obviously be. She's just dating them for benefit. So for women, I ask you, my ladies, the desire to date younger can sometimes be about reclaiming a sense of youth or feeling more desirable. But is that really what you need? For someone like, let's say, for example, like Joy Taylor at 38 years old, a younger man may be more physically intense, but can he handle your emotional debt? Can he support you mentally and spiritually? Or is he just there for the thrill, the experience, the ego boost? And be honest with yourself. Are you dating for a debt or for a distraction? And that's what most women like Joy Taylor at her big old age of 38 needs to ask herself. And for the fellas, if you're younger and dating an older woman, you need to understand what you're really getting into because she may have more life experience, but are you ready for the emotional complexity that comes with that? Are you prepared for her? Are you prepared to handle um her independence and her independence, her expectations, her standards? If not, don't waste her time and that's how I look at it, right? And some women that are older date younger men because they want to groom them, right? They feel like they can Voltron or control a man to be what they want him to be. And when they realize that young men are waking up and being more intentional than ever, and that's why they're not really marrying because women are seeking benefits and what they can benefit off of the man, not really loving the man, but they're loving them for benefits, but not really truly, genuinely, authentically loving them for them. And when it comes to these older women, for my younger fellas like myself, I'm 25. You have to know what type of baggage they come with. Do they come with some type of baggage? And you know, are they chasing the thrill or they really want to be with you? And there's individuals who date older, men that date older women and women that date younger men, and it really works for them. And what works for them works for them. But I'm saying the intentions got to be right, right? Um, so I'm gonna just leave it there. But I ask you guys a question: do you believe younger men are more intentional or just more eager? And what's the real draw to dating someone significantly older or younger? And if you're looking for substance or for a fantasy, that's my question to you guys. So now, family, I want to get into Joy Taylor's non-negotiable. So I'm gonna scrub to that timestamp, and we're gonna have a conversation. Mm,
Say
Oh my
older men don't even want to have
God.
sex like that.
Man, that's crazy.
So, hey, that might be a good look.
All right, I got a question. What are some of your non-negotiables?
For relationships,
Yeah, for relationship.
I can't do bitches. That's not my thing.
What do you mean?
He can't have no friends.
Oh no. Of course,
No, I'm
friends.
saying,
Of course, friends.
this is your non-negotiable.
Bitches and friends are not the same thing.
Like, what do you mean bitches? What does
Like
that
I
mean?
can't do the whole just bitches. Like some men have bitches and I can't do it. I'm not like if you I can't do. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. I can't do bitches.
Yeah.
So there's just certain type of men I'm just not gonna date because they need
Got
bitches and
bitches.
I can't do it.
What about like a best friend of a? Like,
Oh yeah, no. I think I don't. I at the same time I don't want to date a man who doesn't have any platonic female friends.
Okay.
Because why do
said
no
that
women want to be
before.
around you?
Yeah. What if they've had sex like once in the past 10 years ago or just a few times and they're best friends? That doesn't bother you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that humans should be able to interact with each other without the idea of having sex all the time.
I don't
And
think
if
men can always
women
do that.
genuinely don't want to be around you, or you don't want to be around women unless you're sleeping with them, that's for some people. It's just not for me. I would like to be able to trust that you're in a room full of women and your entire goal in this room is not to fuck everyone that's in there.
Damn.
that's very interesting because I want to give you guys a reminder. Now, Joy Taylor has been known to sleep her way to the top up the corporate ladder, allegedly, right? Um, and it's mind blowing to me that she has the expectation of the man not to be in the room, and that's fine. That's fair. I'm being very objective. That's fair to say you don't want a man that's want to sleep with every woman that he's around or anybody that's in the room. But you are the very person that you're projecting because you slept your way to the top, allegedly, family. because it says on Sunday, the news broke that Fox Sports, along with several high-profile air personalities, one executive were named as defendants in a major workplace misconduct lawsuit filed in California. Fox Sports personality Joy Taylor was one of those named in the lawsuit, and she now faces a rather explosive allegation. The suit was brought forward by Fox Sports hairstylist Noshin Ferrari, who had worked for the company for over a decade. In the suit, she claims that Joy Taylor secured her position on the FS1 show Undisputed by sleeping with Fox executive Charlie Dixon, who was responsible for content decisions. Right. In approximately May 2016, Miss Taylor asked Ferrari to meet for a drink in Santa Monica. Where Miss Ferrari arrived, she found Miss Taylor with an older men. Remember, she said she liked to date. She liked to date men that are 70. Joy Taylor in this interview that we're watching this podcast, she was older men, and Fox Sports Executive Vice President of Content, Mr. Dixon, as Executive Vice President, Mr. Dixon is responsible for overseeing all content and production on FS1. Ms. Ferrari, however, did not know Mr. Dixon, and the lawsuit reads, right? So obviously, the hairstylist, this all came from Skip Bayless, who's no longer with Undisputed. This was a lawsuit with his hairstylist, and Skip Bayless basically putting himself onto the hairstylist and rejecting no. And it happens to be that some laundry got aired out, allegedly, that Joy Taylor that we're talking about, sleeps her way to the top in regards of getting the FS1 in the first place to be one of the hosts on Undisputed. Right? So with that being said, this is the whole thing with Joy Taylor and Skip Bayless and the whole situation. She just got exposed a bit, allegedly, in the Skip Bayless and his hairstylist lawsuit that the hairstylist had towards Skip Bayless, because Ferrari was the hairstylist for Skip Bayless, but she's basically explaining the nature of the whole dynamic of her being around these individuals at the whole Fox network, FS1 Undisputed, so forth. So let's get back to the thing.
That's a lot of men.
Plus, I like a man that can take input from a woman that he is not sleeping with and who values a woman that's not a partner, that he's trying to fuck, or family. Or off limits for some other reason, like it's his boy's wife or something. Like, I just think that I have a lot of great male friendships. I have male business partners. I have brothers. I have my brother's friends. Like, I work with men every day. Like,
business partners. Remember I said, family, business partners doesn't have a true leader. It's just split decisions. So as your business partners, the one you're sleeping with, allegedly, I'm going to keep throwing that out there.
I have great relationships with men. And I think it's important for the person that I'm dating to be able to be around women. It doesn't mean that you're hanging out with other women all the time.
Yeah, that's real.
But that, like, you can't be in a room talk to a woman without it being a sexual thing. Like,
without
that's
having discipline.
That's weird to me.
Yeah.
So you have no discipline in that way.
Yeah, you have no discipline.
And I think that is also a level of maturity as well.
Yeah.
Because you can be attracted to someone and still be like, I actually would never sleep with this person.
Yeah.
So I think for me that's important. But bitches is something totally different.
I get what you're saying. What else is non-negotiable for you?
I'm less and less interested in religious men, if I'm being honest with you. I told Paul this the other day. I don't know. You hit me with the man of God thing.
But you say God a lot on your podcast.
God?
Yeah, you be like, God, oh my God.
Oh my God. No.
Oh my God, it's different.
Oh my God, it's
than
different than being a
God.
man of God. If you're leading, I don't know. I've just had some. I've had some negative experiences with people that lead with their religion.
Are you religious?
Not really. No. So I would say I'm a person of faith, but I'm not. I was raised in a Baptist church, very, very religious family. I don't think that just because.
Sound like to me she was raised in a Baptist church. She was believing in God. She was raised to believe in God, and she went astray from that.
You're a Christian, that you are, not living a good life. I'm just saying, if that's the first thing that you bring to the table, it's a red flag for me, because
you feel like
I don't
they're hiding behind their
I
religion.
don't care. Why? What does this matter to
happened
me?
with that before. That's what that happened.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have a trigger behind that.
I do.
Sure.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because at the end of the day, it's a red flag. You will want a man who operates in faith, because If he could believe in the things that he can't physically see, then that actually shows delayed gratification, but also discipline to be committed to the very thing that y'all have going on, that y'all are working towards. So why wouldn't you want a man operating in faith and believing in God? So you don't want no one to be spiritual, they can't lead with that. So that means you like to operate in chaos and y'all just winging it and going in the direction whatever y'all choosing based off of y'all split decisions. But how can you have a true leader? Because a true leader and men are known for seeing the long term perspective of things, and women are known to just be present in the moment and overreacting. Oh my God, what is going on? And men like, relax, calm down. And this is what brings me to my point, family. Look, the foundation of a healthy relationship, Joy emphasized respect is more important than love in a relationship. And she's absolutely right. And I'm sure it will come up as we watch the clip. But without respect, love is just an empty word. And real respect means considering your significant other needs, valuing their perspective, and showing up for them even if it's convenient, even when it's inconvenient. I meant to say, even when it's inconvenient. So for women, respect yourself enough to set clear boundaries. And Joy talked about how she doesn't want a man who has a bunch of female friends, not because she's insecure, but because she understands how blurred the lines could get. And if he can't respect your boundaries, he's not for you. But also be clear. Are you saying you don't want him to have female friends, or are you saying you don't want him to have female distractions? There's a difference, right? And she flip floppy because she says she don't want him without her whole female friends, but can he have conversations with females and being in a room without thinking sexually? She's flip floppy, as you guys can see as we continue to dissect this and have a conversation. But for my fellas, respect is about action, not just words, obviously, and it's about how you handle conflict, how you manage temptation, how you talk about her to your friends. And it's not about controlling her; it's about controlling yourself. And if she's setting boundaries, it's not an attack on your freedom; it's a test of your integrity. How you handle that test will determine the trajectory of the relationship. So, what's more important to you guys, I ask, love or respect? And why? And how do you handle it when you feel like one is lacking? Let me know in the comments below.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm acknowledging I'm triggered by this, and it's
Yeah.
it's become a red flag for me. I'm not
Wow.
saying that if you believe in God that you are a red flag. I also don't give a
You
fuck.
see? But she said a man that leads with their religion is a red flag. Now, it's a trigger, and then if you believe in God, that doesn't mean it's a red flag. She's too flip-floppy, man. A double mind is confused in all their ways.
So just tell
Chaotic.
somebody else about it. I think for some men they think that that's what women are looking for, like looking for a good Christian man.
Yeah.
And some people are, but just not me. So
But this is my thing about religion too. Like, like man may not like lead with it, but like some men needed to pull them out of places. Like when there's nothing else. Like I felt like religion like pulled me out of some dark places. And like I believe
religion or
you know what I'm
faith?
saying? Faith, probably faith
Right.
more so than like.
Because to me, those
I
are two
have
different
faith.
things.
Okay.
Believing in God, having
believe in
spirituality,
God,
having a
spirituality,
connection
all
with your
that.
spiritual side, praying, all of those things I do.
Yeah.
But
Same, but
to-
religion is
to
different.
lead
Okay, I
with
understand
like,
what you're saying now.
like let's go to church on Sunday.
I'm Christian, I'm Catholic,
right,
I'm,
right.
Baptist,
Understand
whatever
that.
it is, that's like your religion.
One red flag that I'm seeing is they over talking Paul Pierce a lot. And that tells me that Joy Taylor when it's something that she wants to get an understanding on, when she asks him, oh, do you believe in religion or faith? Ask the question, he answers your question, let the man continue, let him speak. Once you hear something, you'll question it, and then you want to attack it with a response. That's a red flag in itself. Fellas, look out for that. And women, learn how to be good listeners, learn how to be coachable. And men, learn how to lead, but also be effective in also considering your woman and bringing her to the table and y'all have conversations. And then y'all objectively look at things logically, embracing both perspectives, and then you make the decision from there.
Religion versus I'm a man of faith because I pray, I believe in a higher power.
But also
I'm
for me,
connected to my
I
spirituality.
feel like a lot of men that are extremely religious think that if we get together, that I'm gonna start doing that, and like I'm not.
Yeah, I haven't
So-
been to church in a minute, but I pray.
Yeah.
And I have faith. Yeah.
Which you're a
would
man
say
of,
that.
you're a spiritual
You're
man.
a spiritual person.
Yeah,
And we
a
all
man
have
of
a
faith.
spiritual side in some way or another.
Yeah.
But spirituality and faith and religion to me are two different things. But it is a trigger for me, so I understand that it's going to sound crazy to people. I don't know. I mean, I obviously want somebody kind. Like
Yeah.
I don't fight with anybody. I'm not fighting with anyone about anything ever.
Ever.
What would we
I'm
fight
good.
about? What would we fight about? What do we have to fight about? What is the problem?
So
I'm
if
so
there's
good
an
on that.
issue, then
we have a conversation,
Conversation.
and then we make a decision about what we're doing at the end of this conversation, and then that is that. Well, I'm not raising my voice. I'm not getting to a place of anger. I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm not going through your phone. I'm not going through your car. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing
You
with
ain't
that.
never went through a dude's phone.
Oh, of course I have.
yeah, but once you've done it, you don't ever want to ruin your day like that again.
Of course I have. But I would never touch someone's phone that I was
Me
dating.
either.
If I felt like I needed to go through your phone, it's over anyway.
It's over. Why do I have to go through your phone? That's an invasion of privacy, first of all.
I got a fun question right here. If you can have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it on a first date?
I mean, it's gonna be kind of boring. But I mean, I think if I had a superpower, I'd want to fly because I travel a lot. So it's kind of boring. So I would just fly to the date.
We're gonna skip that. I think she talked about the respect thing. Let me make sure. This is the non-negotiable. So
I don't know.
Older men have great stories. I like to talk. They got
Yeah,
all
they
the
do.
stories.
Yeah.
They're very
Yeah.
confident.
They do.
They appreciate you. You know what I mean?
They
yeah,
do.
for sure.
They're very sweet.
Damn,
I
that's
can't
dope.
have sex with an old wrinkly penis. I'm so scared. Okay, tell me.
And to be clear, like I
Damn.
date with it is normal.
Everything is
They appreciate you. The Rolodex penises are wrinkly.
You're right. When they're soft.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
You're right.
In resting state.
Yes.
Oh no. Of course,
No, I'm
friends.
saying, you,
Of course, friends.
this is your,
friends.
this is your
Bitches and friends are not the same thing.
Like,
we've
what do you
seen
mean?
that already.
Yeah. What if they've had sex like once in the past 10 years ago?
Or you don't want to be around women unless you're sleeping with them. Just saying, if that's the first thing that you bring to the
It's
table,
in my
I
spirituality.
feel like a lot of people that,
That again.
of course I have, but I would never touch someone's phone.
No, like, damn. People think about
to waste my damn time. It was just like,
Well-
know their intentions, and you've been burned by.
there's a lot of things that people think about that you just don't need
Yeah,
to
you don't
know.
want to
Why?
read someone's
Because
mind.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Or it's hard to be thinking about something that you just don't want to know. Like, damn, I have to fart so bad.
They have movies about this. I want to fly.
Okay.
I like, see, I gotta have
What
some.
would yours be, Paul?
Mine would be like on some, I want to, what's that?
Read people's mind?
Telekinesis or telepathy.
Telepathy?
They have movies about this.
I want to be able to know what she's thinking.
What is it? Isn't it what women want?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Mel
Oh,
Gibson.
I never- I never
yeah.
saw
that.
That's
never
kinda
seen that
smart.
movie?
You never seen? That's such a good movie, Paul.
Yeah, you're not gonna want that
Yeah.
gift.
You don't.
Watch the
That
movie.
gift is traumatizing. Imagine you have to hear everyone's little thought. And then some things are not necessary. That's an overload of information. I might be thinking about something that you just don't want to know. Like, damn, I have to fart so bad. Why? Why do you need to know that?
Because if I'm like, hey, go to the bathroom real quick. I can tell you real quick before you even about to tell me.
Do that over there. Roll the window down. Yeah, no, you don't want that.
Or it's hurtful. Like, what if I'm like, ugh, I just cannot stand this man. He's disgusting. Like, why do you want to know that? Like, there's a lot of things that people think about that you just don't need
Yeah,
to
you
know.
don't want to
Why?
read someone's
Because
mind.
Yeah.
because of my profession and being in the league, and you just don't trust people, and you've been burned by a lot of people close to you.
That makes sense.
You done lost family members, you done lost close friends, and you just don't know everybody's intentions.
I get
So
that.
like just to know their intentions off the jump, so I don't even have to waste my damn time. It was just like
Well-
maybe the gift. See, my tattoo here, if I had that, I put my gift as my curse, and the reason is because I've been able to acquire or work on my talent and be who I become through my hard work. It cursed because of the things I've been through, being stabbed, being with friends on some bullshit, being in badass relationships. But that's the shit that you go through when you get uplifted, and I understand that. And so
But I have a
everything-
question.
everything is- what's that?
Do you feel like in those situations,
I learned something.
but not only did you learn something, but there's a lot of situations that we stay in even though we know better. Like our intuition tells us a lot of the time. Like I've been in situations past its expiration date. I'm staying because I still want to hold on to this. So like these relationships where you get burned, but you kind of knew. You knew from 6 months. You knew from 3 months. You felt it, but you want to fight it because you want to believe the person is genuine. So a lot of times we have that gift, we have that clairvoyance, we have that intuition, but we choose to ignore it.
Let me scroll forward a little
Back
bit.
to a certain place.
Are you slower with people now? Because I am the exact same way, and I've been burned a lot.
All right, family. I want to get into this last bit because I'm just going through the highlights of what's important. I just wanted to see what more they had to say. Let's talk about do she like dominant men? Do she like dominant men as dominant women? So I want to get to that timestamp in regard to that. We were actually past it in a bit. We actually did pass it.
If you can have any
we-
superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it on a first date?
I am the exact same way. People in incrementally while also being cautious.
I think it gotta hit you because but I think in one's lifetime you only get two of those. I think I got one more left.
I don't know that you have like a set number, but I think, two things have to align in a way that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
You spent a significant time in that relationship. That was a significant relationship for you. You're now older. You in private.
Okay, we're gonna have to do all this. So if you watching, these my conditions. This is what as I'm with my kids.
Now
That's not a person that you can be with, though.
Exactly.
That's someone you should
cool.
never. That's a cut
I'm
off
cool.
completely.
That's a cut off.
Yeah, that's a
But
cut off.
there are women who don't want to date people with kids, and there are men who don't have kids who don't want to date women with kids.
Yeah.
And people get upset about that, but I think that's a very rational position to have. If you are not if you want a family of your own,
Right.
Yeah.
then that could be a really difficult position to be in. But two, if you're going to date somebody that has kids, you are not always going to be the priority. And you just, not only do you have to understand that, it has to be ingrained in your brain. Like it's not even something that registers as you being upset.
Absolutely.
These my conditions. So if you watching, these my conditions. This is what I need. I need love, support, nurturing, and respect. And if we get engaged or we get married, we not living together.
Huh?
Or if we live together, we gonna sleep in separate rooms.
Separate rooms. Why? What's
Yeah.
the separate room thing?
I think my elbow.
I agree with the separate
I don't
room
want to be in the
things.
same room with you every day. Man, I like to watch this show. I like to do all this. I like to move around. I got my elbow. I'm like if I get a chance to miss you if you sleeping over there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I
damn.
am an
cool.
extremely affectionate person in private.
Okay, we're gonna have our affectionate night. We're gonna
In
put that on
public?
the calendar.
In public, I'm cool. We can just
No PDA.
It's a little,
Yeah.
just here. We can hold hands or something. But in private, no. We have to sleep like noodles. Like
Damn.
Dang.
like this. And if I'll get a
All right, so public versus private relationships, right? Protect your peace. She's open up about her public persona. Can intimidate men. And here's the thing: public personas can complicate private relationships, but the key is keeping your personal life sacred, right? So Joy says she no longer shares her dating life publicly, and that's a powerful move, and it keeps outside opinions and noise from clouding her judgment. So for women, your public life is your brand, not your personal life. If you're dating someone and he's pushing to be shown off on your socials, ask yourself why. And is he genuinely proud to be with you, or is he trying to leverage your platform? And if you're the one wanting to show him off, ask yourself why. And are you genuinely proud to be with him, or are you trying to make someone else jealous? And for my fellas, if you dating a woman who's more visible or successful than you, check your ego. Is she really intimidating, or are you just insecure? And if her shine makes you feel small, that's a you problem, not a her problem, and you got to handle it. So what I want to know, family, is do you think publicizing your relationship helps or hurts it? Why? And is privacy a sign of strength or a way to hide the cracks in the foundation? Let's continue.
offended. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night and you're on the other side of the bed, I'm like, why do you hate me?
Roll over. No,
That's me. I'd
we
be
in a
on the
fight?
other side of the bed, and they.
I think this is so fascinating how like this conversation about like sleep with your partner, because I will really be upset.
Oh yeah, I've been with someone like that for sure. And I'll be on the
I
other
like
side.
cold. I like cold.
Yeah,
That's
I keep it
why.
cold.
I like 68.
Put it on 68.
Yeah, but if you owe me, I'm gonna be too hot.
No, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. Fundamentally, it's not
See,
gonna work.
I'm with you. I
hot.
will
That
have
body
separate rooms.
No.
Like
That
I would
body-
love to have separate rooms, but everyone who I've been
I would
with.
share a twin bed.
Oh no.
We don't even need a king.
But you're also tiny.
Damn. Man, I'm gonna fall off that
Yeah,
thing.
I can't do that.
I mean, I don't
roll
have a
over.
twin bed, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, there's no need for a big bed because why are you on the other side
because
of it?
I
anyway?
need to breathe for
No,
a second.
you don't need to breathe. You need to breathe me. You don't need air.
She
I
She
am
talks
your
about
air.
herself a
Noodle
lot.
up. Damn,
Self.
noodle up.
Oh my gosh, I could definitely do the
Selfish.
separate rooms,
That's
and
just my
everyone I've
opinion.
ever been with is like absolutely not. Like I need to be like I'm always with people who are so affectionate, and I'm like, I'm not.
See, I'm
yeah,
not
like,
publicly affectionate, but privately, like, why are you not touching me?
Wow.
That's actually hilarious because
is.
I feel like everyone has different preferences. I personally feel like the 2 bedrooms is
But the
great.
sleep thing is important though for
Yeah.
a long-term relationship. Like you got to be on the same page with the sleep
Yeah.
situation,
Yeah.
especially as older people.
Yeah.
Like sleep is so important. I'd be pissed when I don't sleep. I'd
Yeah.
be mad as fuck all day
Whole
if I
day
don't
ruined.
sleep. Yes.
Whole day
So if
ruined.
I don't get the proper sleep, I'm upset. So you do need to be aligned. Like
Yeah.
some people can sleep with this hot.
Yeah.
No.
No, I need cold. I need it icy. Also, okay, question. Do you feel like when you're in a relationship with a man, you look for a man that's more dominant or like a leader? I know you mentioned something about like you being
Oh, she
kind of
said something about
being
she's
like
a
an alpha dominant, right?
Alpha submissive.
Submissive.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what I want.
Alpha
I got it.
submissive.
What
So
does
what
that
does that
mean?
mean?
So I had the conversation with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant
Yes.
about this, and her and I were just vibing through the conversation and realized how alike we are. And she used that term, and I was like, that's what I am. I'm very, like you asked if I'm intimidating to men. I'm very public. I'm very opinionated. I'm very bombastic and confident and unapologetic. And I'm just like big and, all of this masculine energy. And so I do present very alpha, which some men like, they're like, it's just, she talks shit like that at home. Like, whatever, like maybe it's your bitch ass, but not to like a man who is
Yeah.
really truly confident. I don't really like the term alpha, beta, all this like corny shit that these incels have invented. Like all y'all will get, you would never be talking to the princess anyway in any version of life. Like you've been brainwashed.
Come on.
This is not, none of this is for you. But a real confident man who is in both of his masculine and feminine creates a space where you can be soft.
For sure.
And that is like a very unique thing that I think
sure.
only real, actual grown men have the ability to do.
For sure.
And it's like this, okay, like I see you, little chihuahua, but relax. Like I got it. There's no need for that. Just chill.
Yep.
I'm here. You're in a safe space. You're not being threatened. And then you can just relax and just be feminine. And that's the only way I ever want to be around a man. Like I don't want to think. I don't want to, I'm here with my lip gloss.
Yeah.
Where do I go?
Yeah.
This is where I sit. What are we eating? I don't want to make any
Exactly.
fucking decisions.
Same.
All I do all day long is make decisions and take calls and I'm on meetings and
I agree. Most women don't want to make the big decisions, right? However, 2 minds are greater together because 2 are greater than 1. I do want to know your perspective on things, but I'm not asking you to make the decisions. But I don't want to sit there. I don't want to sit there. If that's the case, I constantly got to add value on myself. How are you pouring value into me if you're just sitting there like a dummy with makeup on? Right? Can we have valuable conversations even though I'm making the decisions? You just want to sit there and know. That's like a child. That's why I say women are like kids. You got to save them from themselves. But at the end of the day, they got to have their brain too. Because they so misindependent. They so smart at the same time, but they so smart that they can be so, most men think they could be so smart but dumb at the same time, right?
another thing, and then I'm on the show, and then I'm at this, and then I have to go here, and then I have another meeting. I don't want to do nothing. I want to do nothing but be a pretty princess and not being taken care of, but have a masculine presence with you at home. I don't want to take
that's
that
real.
same. When you're a woman who's especially like in a male dominated field, you have to show up in like full confidence all day, everywhere you go. You can show no weakness at all. You don't want to do that at home too.
You don't.
You want to be able to be vulnerable and soft. So it's like the alpha submissive term is like a perfect explanation for
I
me.
resonate with that. That's how I feel. So I completely get it. And in the presence of a masculine man, you don't even have a choice but to be feminine and submissive. Like it makes you like, okay, yes. Like you feel so feminine. And I've been with men who are more feminine because I come off and I appear as like I'm more masculine. But in a relationship, I want to be like submissive. I want to feel soft. And the difference of how I treat a man that doesn't make me feel like that versus the man who does, it's like night and day.
Because it really is a feminine man that brings that out of you.
It is.
If you're a confident woman and you're around like, I always just say I'm like allergic to bitch ass men. So it just brings it out of me.
Damn.
Like, why are you like this?
Yeah, you start to get mad though. You're
God,
like,
you're such a bitch.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I don't argue with my girlfriends like
Yeah.
this. I don't argue with other women. Like, you just
Yeah.
like, oh, like, what is the fucking
Yeah.
problem now?
Exactly.
Like,
It makes you get
damn.
aggressive because you're like,
Yeah.
yo, why don't you know that? Like, what do you
Or it
mean?
just makes me like, yeah, it just really does. But it brings the masculine side out
and
of me.
you
'Cause
don't
I'm
have
like, all right,
respect.
fine, I'll fucking do it myself.
Yeah.
Like,
and you lose respect. That's why I tell women it's so important. If you don't have respect for a man, the relationship is not going to work because the balance and the dynamic is going
Just the
to be
respect
lopsided.
conversation,
And
man.
it's a lot of security too.
jump
Like
ahead.
a secure man will make you feel very feminine. An insecure man
Yeah.
always makes me feel very on guard and very
because they want to bring you
masculine.
down too. When you're with an insecure feminine man, they don't want to see you thrive. They want to humble you, quote unquote. They want to make you feel less than because if they speak power into you, they feel like you're not going to want me. You know, I have to make you feel like you're nothing so you can stay with me. And it's like at the end of the day, being with that type of man is just, I've been there and it's like one of the worst experiences.
Ew.
Yeah, it's
You know,
horrible.
I'm looking at, I wrote some things down that I said that I want, right? And
Okay.
I wrote 4 things down. I said, for a man, this is what I want: love, support, nurturing, respect. And as I look at these words, I said, damn, the weakest one out of all these is love.
I always hear that from men.
The weakest like thing to give.
Yeah, well, because that goes, it fluctuates.
Yeah.
Because if you take all these other things away, then I'm off you.
Yeah. I
that
always hear
crazy?
that from men, that men want respect more than love. Like they rather you have that respect for them more than
course.
with women we desire
I
love.
understand how the love
Yeah.
fluctuates. It's up
Yeah.
and down, and you go
Yeah.
through your emotions. But if you ain't supportive, you don't respect, if you ain't the
You're
nurturer,
nurturing.
Well, I
Yeah.
think respect
like,
is also like fundamental for men in like every aspect of life.
Aspect.
It's
I
so
agree.
Are we gonna leave it there, family? So when it comes to they were talking about dominance, right? Masculinity and femininity. This is where we get deep. Because Paul Pierce and Azari mentioned how some men may feel intimidated by a powerful, successful woman, and Joy echoed the sentiment, right? Saying that her confidence can be too much for some men, but here's the reality. True masculinity isn't threatened by a strong woman, it's inspired by her. And for a woman, for my ladies, strength doesn't mean dominance. Joy says she's an alpha, but also wants to be soft and feminine. Real power is knowing when to lead and when to lean back. Are you creating space for a man to lead, or are you trying to control everything? That's the real question, right? And you need to be alpha in your skills, your value that you bring into a relationship. So if your man can, if from a business perspective, if your man is a successful businessman and he a real estate investor, you may be able to go in some rooms to get connections by using your feminine energy and owning that, being alpha in that skill set that's valuable to the relationship, to cut through the red tape to get connections for your man to bring, so y'all could get more back, so your man can make more of the bag, so it then benefits you as the beneficiary, because the more the connections he get, which then translate into more business moves, then y'all get to the bag, right? So being feminine doesn't mean being weak. It means being secure enough to let go sometimes. And for my fellas, true masculinity isn't about controlling a woman. It's about being solid within yourself. If her success, confidence, or powers make you feel less, then that's a sign you're not secure in your own purpose. Real men lead from a place of stability, not insecurity. Are you building your life or just reacting to hers? And a lot of women, when they were talking like Joy were talking about security, are you talking about security when it comes to this man being solid for himself or what he can give to you as a relationship full of benefit? Because the real thing is, women should fall in love more of where the direction and where the man is going and being intentional, I feel as though, right? They're too busy falling in love with what they got, material. And the thing is, you should be falling in love in the direction of where he's going. Because then, as Paul Pierce mentioned, love fluctuating, you guys, through the ups and downs, but being positive through everything and focus more on the good than the bad, it challenges y'all as life tests y'all relationship, y'all union to be stronger. And then it's more special because y'all been through something, right? Successful businessmen fail upwards. So they love to fail because that's where the true candy is in. That's the true candy in the medicine. The the sweetness of the success, but that's the candy. But the medicine was the solutions you had to learn through those failures to see going upwards. So women should fall in love more in the direction the man is going in and where he see himself and being intentional and being very directional on where he's going. Because if you love him for where he's at instead of where you want him to be, it'll be more special. And I think a lot of women take that away with this whole stability talk. Like, what is your definition of stability? But I ask you guys a question. How you define true masculinity and femininity in a healthy relationship? And are you embodying those traits or projecting them onto your significant other? Let's keep the conversation real and grounded. Drop your thoughts below. Are you showing up as your authentic self in relationships, or are you hiding behind outdated expectations and insecurities? Let's talk about it. But until next time, family, as always, stay real, stay authentic, and keep the conversation going. On that note, family, peace.